Very warm welcome to my dear student friends in the part 3 video of pedagogical analysis. And this video is another important video to give a very deep and good understanding of the learning and as well as teaching, the Flanders interaction analysis category system, and how it will help for a teacher and as well as the students to provide a quality learning in the present situation. In that way, we will discuss some of the important areas of Flanders interaction analysis system. See, the basic um, theme of the FIAS system is nothing but improving teaching effectiveness and student engagement of a teacher and as well as the student teachers. It is nothing but how effectively we have to provide a teaching and how we have to engage our students in a perfect manner. So in that way, we have to look at the important points of Flanders interaction analysis system. So in that, basically, it is a systematic recording of a classroom events. Though we are having so many activities inside the classroom, we have to analyze the students' strength and as well as weakness, and we need to improve our teaching efficiency with some extent. So this is another important area to systematically recording and analyze the classroom events. So which includes basically three aspects of recording, such as teacher talk and student participation, and finally classroom management. In some areas, we may call as silent or confusion, but generally it is known as classroom management. So the basic idea of the Flanders analysis system is we have to collect the data and doing some analysis, and with the help of analysis report, we have to make an instructional strategies to improve the learning styles of the students. So for that, the collected data is used to identify patterns and dynamics of classroom interactions. How we have to form certain basic norms inside the classroom teaching, and what are all the different dynamics to be implemented in the classroom teaching. In that way, we have to think over it, and it also helps the teachers to reflect their own instructional practices. And very much important is it will improve the students' engagement in their own learning. This is another point we have to discuss one by one. First category is the teacher talk. So the teacher talk is nothing but we have to examining the content, the style of teacher's communication to be considered in the teacher's talk, and how it should be delivered in a proper way. For that, we have to give some basic ideas about that. As a teacher, we have to accept the feelings of the students inside the classroom. Though we are having more knowledge about our content and our skill, we also give a good response to our students. Then only we may call as a best teachers. Then a reasonable pricing given to the students in a particular duration of responses, and then engaging participation. How a teacher can give a chance to their students to engage in a classroom activities is also another important factor, and giving directions. How a teacher can properly guide their students. What kind of directions to be given for their students' learning, and how a teacher can explain the content to their students, and asking questions. A question asking in the classroom is a very good, healthy habit for a better learning. So, in that way, a teacher can convey some information and give some instructions and explain some concepts to the students with some mediums. So automatically the learning will be strengthened and the students itself they can start learning in a very deeper manner. Suppose if we if we consider if an effective teacher may take place in the classroom situation, then it should be a clarity in their concept. A teacher should concisely give the content and adapt it to the student's comprehension level, because whatever the student can understand is not a big issue. What the students can able to understand from our teaching is an important point. So with that, we have to move on to the students' participation. This is a very brief and more effective, such as active participation. So even though we are having a good knowledge, we are having a good ability of teaching the content, suppose if the students are not active in the classroom, so it is a big question mark in a deeper learning. So the active participation is important, and as a teachers, we must assure the active participation. Then passive participation. In sometimes the students can keenly observe the concept, then only they will get an idea. So for that itself, we have to provide some opportunities. Then non-participation. In sometimes they are not able to participate in the classroom activities. And in that situation, as a teacher, how we have to motivate them, how we have to make aware of learning situations and make convert their clumsiness to the active learning situation. This is the important thing. And apart from that, the students' participation is nothing but the student level of involvement in learning process, especially how they are involving in the discussions and how they can ask questions in the classroom, and as well as how they give the answers for the teacher's question, and how they contribute for classroom activities to be considered in the students' participation area. Next, we have to move on to classroom management. This is another important area to be considered for effective classroom teaching. In that, we have to discuss about three things. First one is, as usual, disciplinary things. Then second one is proximity things. Then task oriented. The whole, we have to look at how teacher manage the classroom and as well as students' behavior by a positive reinforcement. For example, disciplinary interventions means we are not supposed to give a punishment based. We have to give some ideas, we have to give some guidance to strengthen their learning activities, and as well as the how they can approach a task given by the teacher. So in that way, we have to give a basic ideas to our students to strengthen the learning. So overall, the Flanders interaction analysis category system to give a effective teaching for the teachers, and as well as a good ideas given to students for a effective and deeper learning. So finally, we have to discuss some of the benefits of FAAs, such as it is an objective assessment. Everything is having some objectivity. To attain the objective, we have to make use of this. Then teaches self-reflection and professional growth. So the Flanders interaction system also support for the teacher's professional growth. Suppose if you want to improve the quality of the teaching, then we can make use of that. And it improve the classroom management and discipline strategies. How we have to approach our students in a proper way. Then